Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today I kind of got an exciting video. I kind of been thinking about this for a while today, and I think it's kind of something important to talk about. And it does tie into silver mostly, but it can tie into your everyday life. And a lot of it has to do with basically taking stuff for granted. We take right now, in my opinion, a lot of people take silver for granted. They think that because silver is cheap, that it will always be cheap. Maybe you know someone that takes their spouse for granted, thinking, oh, she'll always be there. Or maybe you know someone that takes a job for granted. They know that job will always be there. Why? Because they've been there for 30 years plus. And it's just always been that way. And eventually, when you take stuff for granted, you kind of miss out on opportunity, because eventually all good things come to an end, as they say. And I think that's how silver could turn out not too far down the road. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. You can think about it with silver. You can think about it with anything in your life. And so if you enjoyed this video, please take a quick minute, help me out, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel more than you know. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. The reason for doing this video today is because we saw a nice dip. You guys know we saw silver all the way up to 30 bucks. And all of a sudden, it started coming down. And it kept coming down. It came all the way down to, from what I seen, 26.90, but there were reports and charts that showed it down as low as 26.70. And if you've seen it even lower, go ahead and put it in the comments. Hey, I seen it technically go down at something, whatever. The lowest I seen was 26.90, where I had an opportunity to buy some, and I turned it down. I said, is it going to keep going down? Am I wrong? I started second guessing it. I know that cheap silver is not going to be here forever. Now, here's the thing. That's my opinion. I do base that off of looking at charts, graphs, statistics, what's going on. A lot of different stuff feeds into essentially my opinion. I don't believe silver is going to be here forever. And I think when you take that for granted, that you think it's going to go down in price, or, you really miss out. I mean, a lot of people have been thinking before that silver was going to go down to $20. Everybody knew there would be a big pullback, but how big of a pullback? And was this the pullback? Because now we're seeing it start climbing again. We're not far off from $28 now. At $27.50 at the time of shooting this video, in the middle of the night, last night, and we don't know if it's going to slow down, if this is just a little uptick before it takes another step down. But I know I don't want to miss out. Now, keep in mind, the fear of missing out is not necessarily basically, oh, I don't want to miss out. There's a couple different ways to look at that. The fear of missing out is more for the person that waits until the absolute last minute to get any silver. Maybe they're sitting on an ounce or two right now, or 10 even, and they don't want to risk it. They don't want to buy, but then all of a sudden the price just starts climbing real quick, and now they're scared because they don't have any. Now, the other alternative to that is just, missing the opportunity. A dip is a dip. If you're going to buy, if you're like me and you buy every month, there's buying at the right time of the month and buying at the wrong time of the month. And I'll be the first one to say, is it really going to matter when the price of silver jumps all the way up to 50 bucks? Probably not. However, in the short run, I don't really want to spend a whole lot more now, because we don't know what the future will bring. Future could bring, within 6 months, we could see silver hit 50 bucks. We could see silver hit 100 bucks by the end of the year. I'm not going to bet money on it, because probability is it's not likely to happen, but it could happen. It's almost like if you play roulette, if you ever go to a casino, you get paid 35 to 1 on green. I mean, the probability of hitting a 0 on a roulette table is low, but it happens. Because there's a lot of people out there that will just play black or red. and they think, oh, a 50-50, but it's not 50-50. And, it's technically 48, and 4. And even 4 seems like a low percentage, but it happens. And there's a chance that some bad stuff could happen. Right now, people are taking it for granted that silver will always be around. But here's the thing. When people manipulate stuff, they can make things look worthless. It's almost like when someone talks or a couple people start talking bad about someone. maybe you knew someone in school that, everybody talked bad about. But this person wasn't really a bad person. He just somehow got, or she just got on the wrong side of a group of people that essentially started talking trash. And essentially it took its toll on the reputation of that character. Reputation's everything. And right now, I'll be honest, here in the United States, we don't have the best reputation. The government definitely doesn't have the best reputation. Look at their spending. Look at how much they spend. We're like a person that's already gone bankrupt, but we just haven't gotten there yet. But we're a step away from it. Some people have this attitude the government can keep printing money forever. That's not true. Nothing lasts forever. And I don't believe cheap silver is going to last forever. So I think the opportunity to pick it up under 30 is slowly passing away. I ended up picking up some great deals today and yesterday. I already spent my money for the month. I ended up spending it all right off the bat. And I'm even in a little bit too deep for last month. But that's okay. I'll do what I got to do, cut some bills, and see what I can do to make ends meet. It's important that you understand what is going on with the silver market. That's why we spend a lot of time talking about it. I talk about fitness on the channel, but I think it's important that people learn about silver. They take the time to look at the charts. When I hear some people tell me, they're like, dude, I can't believe you wouldn't sell right now. It's at an 11-year high, and you didn't sell? It's natural it's coming back down. Here's the thing. That's also taken for granted. You're assuming, for the people, not you listening to this, but there's someone out there listening to this, that is assuming that because we hit an 11-year high, it has to come down. Why does it have to come down? Silver just hit an all-time high. All-time. If people took that mentality, oh, it's at an all-time high at $2,000, they never would have rode it up to $2,400, which is 20% more than the other way, than basically it was its all-time high. So keeping that in mind should tell people this is still an opportunity. Now, I understand it stings. When I put my order in the last 2 days, even at this dip, I said, dude, what happened to $22? Them days are over probably now too. Could we see a pullback? We could see a little bit of a pullback, but here's the thing. I think it's got more upside right now than it does have downside. I think a lot of shorts have been covering their position because they know they're about ready to lose control of it. They know they're going to have to let it go. The demand is picking up as other currencies around the world are in trouble, not just the US dollar. All of them are in trouble. But here in the US, we've got banks that are in trouble. Things are not adding up right. They're not stacking up the way they're supposed to. And once domino starts to fall, you could see a rapid change in the price of precious metals. It doesn't have to be slow like we've seen, a slow and steady, although I wouldn't even necessarily say it's been that slow. We went from $22 silver spot to $30 silver spot in under 60 days. And here's what got me on that. With what backing that mentality? Fear? I wouldn't say it was as fearful as it was in 2008. I wouldn't say it was as bad as it was even a year ago when people were scared the banks were going to go under because we had all the closures. There wasn't a lot of fear. But here's the thing. Sooner or later, these banks are going to have to show their true losses, that they've been holding all these essentially undervalued assets now in the form of treasury bonds that ain't worth what they bought them for. Why? Because people would rather have a higher interest bond than a lower interest bond. I mean, think about it. If I sell you a bond and it's paying you 3%, and then the neighbor sells you a bond and it's going to pay you 5%, which one would you rather have? You'd rather have the 5% bond. And that makes that 3% bond worth even less. So the only way I can offload it to somebody is if I'm essentially going to sell it at a discount. Well, at a discount means I take a loss. And once people realize these losses will have to get factored in, it's not just what they're telling us. They're telling us the only way banks are going to lose money is maybe some of the commercial properties that are not being rented now because more people are working from home, or businesses are cutting, or they're tightening their belt. And that's all true. They are. But there's other factors at play that they're not telling you about. And once you realize that, you essentially can either stand there in front of the bus or you can get out of the way. And by getting out of the way, it means that you're diversifying your assets. You're picking up some precious metals, whether that be gold or silver. I've explained to you why I like silver better than gold. However, I do have some gold. But, yeah, I mean, some days I wished I didn't have any gold. I wish that I had essentially just taken all that money and put it into silver. And then other days, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I got gold. You know, so something to think about. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, I really hope you took the time to hit that thumbs up button for me. Helps me out more than you know. Subscribe, tell a friend. You really want to do the ultimate thing. Share it on Facebook. That way other people can maybe follow, or send it to a friend and say, hey man, this is what I'm telling you. And maybe you see another video you like. You could help me out by sharing it. You could check out my shorts and start, you know, checking them out, hitting the thumbs up. They're really short videos. They're only like 1 minute max. 15 seconds, 1 minute. It's basically what we talk about in the long videos, but condensed, where I just kind of write it out real quick, and I got to keep it under 60 seconds. So, and that way you get the gist of it, of what's going on, and it's only a minute. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm hoping to get those orders here and probably this week, maybe next week, and show you guys what I picked up. Some of you guys may have already seen them. Some of you guys may not have, because both of what I ordered, I have gotten some before, but I wanted to get caught up on that specific item. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And hey, it's hump day. We're in the middle of the week, so almost working our way to the weekend now. So take care, everybody, and have a great day.